Hello guys, it's Now Masters. Yes, you might be asking, wait, what are you doing in your parents' house? Didn't you get kicked out? Hold on, before you go to the comment section and say that I faked being homeless or that I'm using it to gain subscribers and likes, please let me share my story and before and after you listen to my story, you can go comment whatever you like. So please and I beg you to please listen to my story and then you can say whatever you like or even dislike my video despite hearing my story. So let's go from the beginning. A few months ago, before I was 18, I told my dad that I don't want to spend my summer vacation on Greece and I want to stay in Germany because I want to do something else. And then my dad said, "Why do you want to stay in Germany? Don't you want to come to Greece and meet your mother and your siblings?" And I said, "It's not that I hate them, it's just that I want to do something else." In case if you're wondering, I have never, and I mean never experienced my own summer vacation or my own summertime in Germany because I've always been to Greece every summer vacation in my whole life. And it gets repetitive every time and it just feels boring. Like my whole life can be all about swimming, going to the beaches, meeting my family and so on. I want to do something else. I want to do something new with my life. It can be always the same experience over and over and over and over. So I told my dad, "But dad, I want to have my own summer vacation in Germany. I don't want to go to Greece anymore. I've already been to Greece multiple times. Why do you always want me to be available and go to Greece? I want to do something else." And he said, "So you want to be alone?" And I said, "What's wrong being alone? I mean, I'm an introvert, yeah. That doesn't mean I hate human connection. It's just part of who I am, part of my authenticity." And I said, "What's wrong with being alone?" And he started giving me an unnecessary life lesson that family should always be together no matter what and no one should be left behind. Yes, that is partially true, but sometimes if I have plans or if I want to do something with my life, then I can't always be with my family. I want to embrace my individual how do I say the word individuality? Individual. It's a oh, I can't pronounce it. I want to embrace my independence. Independence. Simple as that. I just want to embrace my independence. I want to make my own life choices. I want to create something with my life and so on. And despite my rejection, despite that I declined his offer to go into Greece, he decided to unlawfully take my ID without my consent, go to the airline station and buy airline tickets to Greece, even though I told them not to do that. I told them that I don't want to go. It took me like a few days to realize that he bought the tickets, and instead of going to the cops or tell him or argue with him, I decided, you know what? Maybe he'll change his mind. Maybe he will understand. He just needs a little more time to understand, and then he'll change his mind. I waited, and I waited, and guess what? It's always the same. Nothing happened. He just keeps being stuck to this mindset that family should always be together. I mean, he could he he could do that. I mean, he used to be able to do that. He used to have the ability to do that. And after I turned 18, he no longer controls me. I'm no longer a minor. I'm now an adult. I'm a grown ass man. That means he can't control me. He can't make me obey. He can't take my ID or passports. He can't ground me. He can't set me rules. I mean, yeah, but he can set some rules if I'm living under his roof, but not like that is minor related or child related. After I turned 18, I thought that he would stop, but unfortunately he didn't stop. And then at 24th July, also 3 days, or should I say 4 days ago, because today it's 28th. 4 days ago, at 3 a.m. in the morning, I was busy playing my computer. I was doing a few editing. I did play video games, and then I went back to editing my videos. My dad came up to my room and said, "Why aren't you ready?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was confused. What did he mean by if you're ready? And he said, "Why didn't you pack your computer and stuff so we can go?" And I was like, "Is this guy serious? I already told him that I don't want to go." So I told him, "Dad, I already told you before. I don't want to come to Greece. I already told you I want to stay in Germany." And he was like, and it's like, "No, you should come with me." And I said, "No, I'm an adult, and you should start treating me like one. I'm no longer your 12-year-old child." I was starting to get furious, but I did control my anger. I didn't yell. I was angry, but not in a yelling way. I was calmly angry. And I said, "No, I don't want to come. I decide if I want to come or not. I'm an adult. As long as I'm not doing anything illegal or anything bad, then I'm allowed to do it. And you can't do that. And you can't treat me like a child." And then he starts being aggressive towards me, and he said, "Listen, you're gonna come with me whether you like it or not." And I was like, "Do you think I'm your child? I mean, yeah, I am your child, but I'm your grown child. I'm an adult. I'm not your child. I don't have to obey your rules anymore." Do you see how crazy this shit is? And what he, and when he finally he forgot my reason why I wanted to stay in Germany, so he asked the same question, why? And it's like, is this guy serious? Is he trolling me? Am I delusional? Is he trolling me? Is he this old to forget? I mean, he is old, but I can't tell you his age because that's privacy. I want to keep things private. But he is old, almost like grandpa, but not grandpa exactly, but almost like grandpa. So when he finally said why, so like when he asked why I wanted to stay in Germany for the last time, I told them that I have future plans and I want to do my future plans here, and I don't want to do them in Greece. I don't want to do them. I want to do them in Germany. I want to stay in Germany once in summer vacation. I want to have once of a lifetime experience in Germany. And guess what he said? You will not believe what he did to me. You will not believe. Instead of respecting my opinion or decision, even if he dislikes it, instead of saying, "Okay, I respect your decision. I'm going to let you do whatever you want, even though I disliked it," he decided to say, "No, you're wrong. I am your father. I decide your future plans." That's classic dehumanizing. Because my thoughts and feelings to him didn't matter. What I say didn't matter to him. Because he thinks that I'm his property. He thinks that he thinks that the future plans I've been thinking and the thoughts I've been having are invalid. Nothing mattered to him. It's insane. I have never seen a father saying this line before. And I'm going to be honest with you. What kind of father would seriously dehumanize a child, a mental, breathing, living being with thoughts and feelings, say that their future plans or what they want to do in life didn't matter? It's insane. I've never seen such a father doing like that before. I was obviously shocked, but I decided not to provoke him. I just stood there in silence. I was completely shocked. And then he starts grabbing my PC, and I was like, "What are you doing? Leave my PC alone." And he was like, "No." And I was like, "Dude, this is my PC. This is my PC. Stop touching it. I'm not going with you. And he said, you mean my PC with the money I bought it for you? That's a classic guilt tripping, or not guilt tripping. I meant manipulation. That's classic manipulation. He thinks that the PC that he bought for me on my 60th birthday is, and that is definitely false. I'm going to teach you some basic locks because according to Germany, when you gift someone, whether property, or when you give someone a gift, whether it's a phone, PC, a watch, a book, doesn't matter. Once you give that gift to this person, that ownership transfers to that person, and that also means that this property that you gave to this person is no longer yours. This is their property now. Because him saying that it's his PC, despite saying that it's my PC, is like hosting a tournament, saying that the first who gets first place wins at 10,000 euros. And when you give that person 10,000 euros, you go up to them and say, hey, I know you didn't work hard for this money, but I'm gonna take it back since I changed my mind. I don't want to give this money to you. Do you see how goofy that sounds? I'm sorry if I didn't explain it correctly, so I'm gonna explain it again. So him saying, my dad saying that that the PC that he bought for me on my 60th birthday and said that it's his PC is like hosting a 10,000 euro tournament, and when you give that person the money, you start walking up to them and say, hey, I know you didn't work for this money, but I'm gonna take it back since it's my money. That doesn't work like that. Sorry if this video is unscripted. It's because I want to be authentic. I want to be true to you all. So yeah. But anyways, that's not what it matters for now. Let's just get back to the story. As he continues to touch my PC, I started threatening him. And no, I do not mean death threats. I do not mean like I didn't say I'm going to kill you or something. I didn't say any of that. What I said is quit touching my PC and I'll go to the police. He turned to me and said, go ahead, tell the police on your own father. That's like saying no child should call the police on their family. Classic guilt trip. And I said, okay, fine. I went outside. I contacted the police. I told them what happened. And instead of sending the police over, they told me an unfortunate news. They said, um, I understand that the situation you're in and it's bad, but unfortunately I cannot send officers over to your house. And I said, why not? Like, did I do something wrong? Did I answer one of the questions wrong? The operator responded, it's a situation that you should report it to the station and not to the emergency call. And I was like, oh, it's my first time talking to the police or making a report, that's why. And he said, yeah, it's all good. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions you want me to answer? And I said, no, it's all good. I'll just figure it out. And he said, and the operator said, okay, it's all good. Have a good night. And I said, have a good night. I put my phone away. And instead of coming back home, I decided to take a walk, maybe clear my mind a little, just to chill, and so on. And then after about 45 minutes of walking, I got a WhatsApp message from him. And it's a voice message, not a regular message, but I cannot show it to you because, again, privacy. I mean, I'm not sure if Germany is going to allow me. I'm pretty sure that this video is gonna get taken down or law enforcement is gonna come after me. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just really uncertain. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue. He sent a voice message and said, "Come back home, or else I'm gonna kick you out of the house." And I was like, "Bro, is this dude seriously over over a no response?" Is this dude really this upset because I really said no, that I don't want to go to Greece over my autonomy? I have autonomy. I'm a living being. I can say no whatever I like, whatever I want. You cannot force me to obey you. I'm not your fucking 12-year-old child. Sorry. I'm sorry, man. This video is supposed to be storytelling. It's not supposed to be bullying or harassment, or I want you guys to harass. It's not about that. I'm sorry. That was immature of me. So I was just really upset. So let's just continue. What I meant to say is, why would he be this upset just because I said no? Like, I have an autonomy. I'm a living being, just like this person. I can say no, yes, not sure, whatever I want to. Why is this guy so upset? Like, why can't he just accept me as a person with feelings, autonomy, thoughts? And he didn't respect any of that. He just thought that I'm just his property. And then I responded in messages, okay, I'm coming. Not because that's because I want to go. It's because I want to come home, and because I feel like he wants to say something. I arrived home, and my dad is sitting here. He stood up and said that what I did is wrong, egotistic, ignorant, and other guilt trip manipulation things. Of course, I didn't feel any of that. I just respond calmly. I just I looked in his eyes and I calmly responded in a professional manner. I said, even though I had an angry tone, responded in an angry professional manner that I don't want to go to Greece. I told him, listen, just because I said no doesn't mean you have to take things so personally. Like, why do you have such a problem with me having my own decision? Like, what's your problem? And then he started saying things that I'm wrong. I don't remember what he said, but I do remember saying that one of the thing, one of that he, I remember only that that he gaslighted me, like making me doubt my own reality, guilt tripping me, manipulating me, and so on. And then he started saying, "Come to the airport so we can get going." And or else I'll kick you out of the house. And I said, I'd rather die on the streets than live with you because you're a horrible person, and I do not want to live with a parent who doesn't respect me as a human being. So I decided to go upstairs, pack my stuff, and try to look for something that I need in case if try to look for something before I leave the house. And then I started missing two things: my money and my ID. I was looking around and I couldn't find my ID or my money. I was like, wait, where's my money in my where's my money in my ID? Did I put it somewhere? I tried to look anywhere and nothing. So I went downstairs and I asked my dad, "Yo, Dad, bef- I I want to pack my things and move out of this house, but where's my ID, my money? Did you touch it? Like, where did you put it?" And he said, "It's in my pocket." That's the moment where I was shocked. And I was like, "Dude, what are you doing? Give my ID back. This is my property. You can't take my property." And I was like, "If you want your property, come to me to this train station, and then you'll get it back." And the reason why I said no, that I don't want to come to strangers, is because he's trying to bait me. Like, for example, if I said yes, that I will come with him to the train station to give my ID, he's gonna say, "Come with me, still, let's go." And I'll say, "Okay, hop in the train." I'll still give it. Okay, I hop in the train, and then I get out of the train, and I said, Can you now give my ID?" And it's like, wait, just come to the train, all right? And I was like, "Okay, come to the train again." And then the cycle repeats until I arrive at the airport. And then when I arrive at the airport, he's gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna give you that. Let's just go to Greece." He's just trying to bait me. He's trying to think that I'm the fish, and he leaves a worm right here, and he's trying to make me eat the worm, the worm, even though it has a hook in it. And when I try to bite it, he'll pull me up out of the water. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to bait me, just like a fish eating the trap worm. Where if the fish eats the worm, it will get stabbed by the hook and then pulled up in the water. You know the example. I don't need to explain it. So yeah, I said no, and I was like, "Give my ID back. I'm gonna call to the police. You're stealing my identity, and you're also stealing. Where's my money?" And I said, your money's in my pocket. You're stealing from me? Are you serious?" First, he committed two crimes: thievery and identity theft. And second of all, Despite my warnings, I'm gonna go to the police. He still wouldn't give any of my shit back. I'm sorry, stuff. Sorry, force of habit. Despite giving him warnings, he still refuses to give my stuff back. And I told him, dude, you cannot do this. That's a crime. Give my ID back. Give my money back. And he's like, please stop yelling. Please stop yelling. I don't want to yell with you, okay? He's playing the victim. He's playing the victim. Like in home, he acts so tough and he can yell whatever he wants. But when we are outside, he acts like he's the victim. I was like, please stop yelling at me. I didn't do anything wrong. Please, if you want your ID back, just come with me to the airport. Like he's just trying to play the victim. I'm not this dumb. I know his tricks. And then he tries to grab me, and I told him, dude, stop grabbing me. Give my ID back. And he just shrugged off and just left. And I said, come back here or else I'll call the police. Go to the police. Not call. And I said, go to the police. And he ignored me. And he just left. He fled. He just escaped. I was obviously shocked. Because I cannot believe my own father would commit a crime to his own son by stealing my ID, my money, and my computer. It's unbelievable. I contacted one of my family members. I told him to stop that. I told him to come back so he can give my stuff back. But guess what? You will not believe what my family did. Instead of protecting me or even save me, they defend him. You heard right. They defend his actions. They try to find excuses how they try to find excuses of how his actions is justified and how normal it is. How is it normal? He just committed a crime. He stole my ID, he stole my money, and he stole my PC. He took all of my stuff against my will. This is insane. It's insane. My own family, the the people that I grew up with started turning against me. And of course there were I did on WhatsApp messages. I contacted them on WhatsApp messages. I told them to stop that, but they defended them. But I cannot show the screenshots because I'm afraid that I'm gonna get a strike from YouTube from privacy violation and so on. Even if I censor or blur the names, I'm just afraid. But anyways, yeah, I was disappointed. I got kicked, and then I went back to I went back to the house, and then my grandma said, "Leave this house immediately. You're not welcome here." In case if I didn't tell you, this house that I'm living, the house that I'm living right now, is my grandma's house. And the reason why I call it house is because of my habit. Like every time I go to my grandpa or my mom's house, I just call it parents' house, something like that. So yeah. Anyways, my grandma said, "Leave and you're not welcome here," and I was like, "Okay, I'll leave. No problem. No yelling, no insults, no threats. I just simply walked out the door." And then I was disappointed. I was sitting outside. I was like, "What am I gonna do? I have no ID. I have no money, and these are the valuable stuff that I need to get a job, to buy an apartment, to do something that requires an ID. There's many things that require an ID." And then I started to think, and until an idea pops up, I started to think, maybe if I go to my school, my social worker will help me. In my school, we have a social worker, but again, I cannot tell you her name because again, privacy. Sorry, I know it sucks, but yeah. So I went to my school at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, it's pretty late. I haven't gotten no sleep, no sleep. I seriously went no one day a day without sleep because of the argument between me and my dad. I waited outside of my school because my school isn't open until 7 a.m. So I just pull out my phone, scroll on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, um, message one of my old subscriber on Discord, just to keep myself busy, just to speed up the time. And then finally at 7 a.m. I went inside the school. I looked for a nearby bench and I started to sleep. I mean, my school wouldn't kick me out. I mean, they cannot kick me for sleeping in the bed for sleeping at school because I'm part of the system. The I'm part of the school system when I'm a student. And then an hour, I woke up. I only took a 1 hour nap. And an hour, I woke up. My social worker came up to me and said, "Hello, how are you doing?" And I was like, I'm doing shitty. I'm doing shitty. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What's with those bags, by the way? Why are you carrying so many bags? And I was like, well, to tell you the truth, I'm homeless. I was like, wait, you're homeless? Wait, what's going on? Like, did something bad happen? No, yeah, something bad happened. I was like, okay, come to the room and we could discuss this. I went to her room and I told her what happened. That I told her the situation I was in between me and my dad, being an argument, how my dad doesn't respect my autonomy, my feelings, start to humanize me, but yada yada yada, everything that happened. She was sad. She was shocked. She was like, "Oh, I see. Yeah, it really is bad." So she she decided to call for backup, not for police. Like she decided to call um some kind of another social helper, I think. I don't know her name, but she called another social worker. I don't know her name. It's the first time I've seen her. So a second social worker. And then my social worker said, "Come back in 11 a.m. So go to your class and do some I mean no class. I mean go to your class project and do your thing while you wait." And I was like, okay. And then at 11 a.m., she told me to come out of the classroom and follow her. We went to a different room with a new social worker. Uh, she um she introduced me to the social worker. She said that they help with children. They help with children, people who have struggles, young adults, and so on. And I was like, okay, not bad. I started this. I started to discuss. I started to tell the story of what happened between me and my dad again. She, the other social worker that I never seen of was shocked to hear the situation I was in, and and they said, can you give me your dad's phone number so I could go talk to him?" And I was like, okay, here. So I gave them my dad's phone number. They called him. They The social workers told my dad what happened between me and him. Uh, what was the reason why it happened, how it happened, so on. And then but I was but I was sitting listening to the call. I wasn't sitting out of the room. I was literally in the same room as them while they were talking to my dad. And then I heard my dad saying that what I did is egotistic, ignorant, toxic, and thinks that I'm always right, and he thinks that I'm always above than everyone else. He just starts spreading lies, obviously. Some Unfortunately, my social workers did take my dad his side sometimes. They didn't take fully his side sometimes. He did take uh his words seriously and took his side instead of mine. They and then about 10 minutes, my the social workers at school ended the call. My dad, they came up to me and said, they cannot your dad cannot kick you because uh you're signed up. Like they said that I cannot be kicked out of the house because I'm signed up about something. I don't remember. Like, do they mean the system, the school system? Do they mean that I'm too young to be kicked out? That I didn't do an Ausbildung? Ausbildung, that's how I say in German, and so on. So yeah, and then they when I told them what my dreams were and that I want to become a YouTuber and how I want and that I want to move out because of how abusive and toxic this environment is. The social workers told me that it's not a good idea. You shouldn't be moving out from your parents' home and go to a homeless shelter because homeless shelters are full of drug addicts, people with disabilities, unstable mindsets and so on. Saw they just try to say that homeless shelters are not safe. The good news is that the social workers told me um that let me think real quick. Oh yeah. So the social workers told me that uh what's when they call my dad. So wait, sorry, I forgot to add more detail. Fuck me, man. Sorry. Um. Oh yeah. Okay. So when the social workers called my dad, they told me to go outside because they say it's private or something like that. I didn't hear the rest of the conversation. I was obviously outside of the room because they told me while they were talking to my dad. Then after 10 minutes, I came back to the room because they told me to come back again in 10 minutes. The good news is that the social workers told me that I'm allowed to come back to this house. So I mean, I'm allowed to go back to my parents' house under one condition. And I was like, "What's the condition?" It, they said you are allowed to live with your grandma's house, the house that was kicked out. This as long as I follow one condition. And I was like, okay, what is the condition? They said that I have to work in case if I didn't tell you again, the house that I live in is a bar restaurant. Yes, you heard it right. I live in a bar restaurant. My grandpa and my grandma own a bar restaurant and working and they've been working on their own bar restaurant for like 50 or 60 years. That was pretty long, yeah. They said that as long as I work and I don't slack off, then I'm allowed to live in this house. And I said, "Do I get paid if I work in the restaurant?" They said, "Yes, you'll get paid." And I was like, "Maybe that's not such a bad idea. If I work and get enough money, and once I get enough money, I'll be able to move out of this house, the house that I live right now, and go live with my life. This way, I'll have an apartment, a room, and then move on with my life." Yeah. And I was like, okay, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I'll go back to the house. I'll go back to my parents' house and work so I can extend my stay, so I can stay in this house longer. So I agreed, and then it said that you can go back home. And I was like, okay, I'll go back home. I left the school. I came back. My grandma said, the social workers in your school contacted me. Um, they told me that they told me that I have nowhere else to go, and I decided to tell the social workers that you're allowed to come to stay and sleep in my house under one condition. You'll have to work at 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. And I was like, so as long as I work in your bar restaurant, I'll be able to stay in your house. And she said yes. And I was like, okay, as long as I get paid, then I'll do it. It's like, yes, you'll get paid. So we agreed. And now I'm in my parents' house, as you can see. Everything, like the walls, the roof. This is my parents' house. Well, grandma's house. If it's a force of habit, anyways. Now you might be saying, no, masters, but the post that you made, the post that you made that you were homeless on the YouTube post, you posted it June June 27th or June 26th. So why did you make that post if you came back to the house? Well, I forgot to, well, it was an old post. The post that you saw, this was created for Discord. So when I was kicked out of the house, I made a Discord announcement. I said that I was homeless and stuff. But I didn't make a YouTube tab about it. No, I only made the announcement on Discord. And then when I came back to the house, after my social workers helped me out, I I decided to show this post in the next day. So yeah, yeah. I'm sorry if this story doesn't make sense, because how I can't mix my sentences well, how awkward I'm speaking, or how grammarly incorrect sentences I'm saying. I know, but don't worry, because I have good news. In the next video, I'm going to make the same video that you're watching today, but this time with scripted version. It will be clean, the story will feel smooth, and so on. I'm sorry that I decided to make this video bad. I just want to be authentic. I want to be true to you guys. So I'm sorry if my story doesn't make sense to you, okay? I hope you understand some parts of my story. So yeah. I'm gonna go end this video. So yeah. Oh, I forgot I want to share one thing. You might be saying, did you go to the police station to report your stolen ID and money and your PC that your dad did from you? The good news? Yes, I fucking did. Sorry. I was trying to remain professional. Sorry. Yes, I did. I went to the police station. I told the police officer that my ID, my money, my PC was stolen by my dad. They said, okay, take this paper. It's filled with questions. Fill it up. Give it to me, and then come back in a week or two to get updates. I was like, okay. I grab the paper. I write everything down. The questions, my personal information, my dad's personal information, because that was also included. And yeah. And then I left. Right now, I still got no updates. I'm still waiting for my report. So maybe in about 5 days, I'll get contacted by the police and tell me if my work got reviewed or not. Yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna end this video. And again, I'm sorry if this video didn't make sense to you because of my stutter, awkward sentences, how I can't say my story probably because how terrible my grammar is. And again, I'm only good at keyboard communication. I'm not good at vocal communication. However, if you do understand my story, then that's good. If you did understand what I said in the story, then good. That's good. So now I'm gonna end this video. So, but don't worry. Next time, I'm going to make the exact same video with scripted version. I promise. Right now, the video you're watching is unscripted. So yeah. Okay. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can watch other people's videos. Just do whatever you feel like. So yeah. I'm gonna end this video. Have a good day, evening, night, and I'll see you the next time. I love you guys. Peace.